Hey, you. Welcome to my podcast. Do you like amebo, unsolicited advice, and very unconventional opinions about Christianity, mental health, and psychology? Then you're in the right place. It's Monday Morning Brand with Miss James H&M. Let's go. Hello, my people. Welcome again to another episode of the Monday Morning Rant podcast. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. And to everyone that reached out to me throughout the course of last week, from Monday till today, for those of you that are just listening to Monday Morning Rant, I think I still got messages on Saturday, on Sunday, checking up on me. Matthew, how is your health? We enjoyed your husband's episode and we hope you are doing great. I want to appreciate everyone that took time out to send me a message to check up on my health. Thank you so much. I'm doing a lot better. And drum roll, based on how you guys enjoyed last week's episode. I mean, I got a lot of messages like, now, well, it was nice hearing your husband talk to us. We learned a lot and all of that. So I think I'm going to be bringing more guests on the show throughout the course of this year. I will just surprise you. I will not tell you people the week that I'm going to bring someone on the show. It might not be because I'm sick or anything. It might just be because, people in my life, I'm going to be bringing them on the Monday Morning Rant podcast to say one or two things to you guys. And sooner or later in the year, we're going to start episodes where it will be more like a guest on the show and me interviewing them or something like that. The way most podcasts now go, where it's a back and forth between two people and it's a discussion, not just me talking to you. So wanna just follow me as I follow Christ this year. It's going to be a merry, jolly, good ride. So straight to the point this week, I'm going to be talking about guarding your heart. I think we're all familiar with the passage that says, guard your heart with all diligence because out of it flows the issues of life. Everyone should know that passage. I think it's in Proverbs I can't remember where exactly it is, but I think every Sunday school student should know that passage. This past week, something happened that made me see that passage in a different light. Most of the time when they tell us, guard your heart with all diligence in a sermon, it's often from a place of you should guard your heart from evil thoughts. When you are going about your everyday, you should be careful what you think about, be careful. Also that passage of when you look upon a woman twice, you have lost over her, you have already committed fornication with her. So you have to guard your heart, what you think, and all of that. That's usually where they come from. So something happened to me this past week that made me see that passage in a totally different light. And I want to share that story with you guys. So story time. Last week, I can't remember when precisely, but I had some friends come check me. And I want to, how did I forget this? I want to say thank you to every single person in my life, in my circle, like physically, but that checked up on me last week. I had people over in my house so much this past week that, it just warmed my heart a lot. Like, it's more malaria, cough, and catarrh, and you are just showing me this much love. The thing just, oh my God. Ella came visiting, she came with food. Ella and Alex came with food. JJ came with drinks. Vicky also came with drinks for me. And Minister Chonkia sent pepper soup to my house. Like, dispatch just called my husband, like, you have a package. I'm like, package where? How? And pepper soup, one kind massive, makes sense, chicken pepper soup like that. The love was just massive. It was just making my head swell. I want to thank every one of you. Thank you so much for checking up on me. So one of those days last week, I was just, walking them to their car to go back home, and I decided to take a walk with my husband just to get a few things on the next street. So as we were going, there was this car that parked where we were standing, and the man was sort of like, how you can be standing and someone wants to park and you have to move for them to park. So when he was trying to come down from his car, I noticed it was quite elderly, he was not elder sharp, but older than us, maybe in his 40s, thereabout. So I looked at him. Our face jam. You know how your face will jam with somebody and it almost feels as, oh, we're going to greet. And then I just turned and walked away. And why did I do that? In my heart, the thought process was, I beg, before I greet now, they no go answer me. Because where I stay, but it's a popular thing that people around this side are very snobbish. People in the states where I stay are so snobbish. They don't talk to each other. I don't talk to my neighbors. Like when I remember when I first moved to this side, I was, how you wake up in the morning, maybe you want to go buy something and you see your neighbor, you're like, hi, good morning. I was always greeting and I will greet, they will not answer me. I was so shocked. I'm like, we're all neighbors. Like, we live in the same compound. What's the big deal in me greeting you good morning and you're like, good morning back? I'm not saying you should open the door of your house. Let me come inside or come and be gisting with you. No, but just basic courtesy of hello, hi. Day for this side at all. So, over time, I've been here. I think this is the fourth year now, fifth year. I think fifth year, right? Over time, I just stopped to. I greet my neighbors, they don't answer me. I just stopped greeting. So all of us will walk past each other and everybody going where you're going. Then I also had this thing, as a Yoruba girl now, back home, when you walk past elderly people or not necessarily elderly people, you are walking by the road, you see people maybe sitting or also walking past, you say, hi, good morning, and you walk past your way and be going, and you people respond to each other. No hard feelings, no sentiment, no, it's not that deep, just basic courtesy. But here, you walk past someone, greet them, they just look at you as if you rub shit for body. So over time, I discovered even myself, I just stopped. So this evening, for the first time, I realized that I'd been influenced by the culture of where I live. Typical me growing up and even through my university years before I moved to this place, it was a normal thing for me to walk past people, greet, hello, hi, good morning. You go to a shop, the first thing is, good afternoon, can I get this? Or, basic courtesy. That was upbringing for me. But I discovered living in this environment where everybody is snobbish, nobody greets, has made it so that I have started doing the same thing. So that evening, as the man looked at me, I could see that his mouth moved like he was about to greet me. But I had just thrown my face to the other side and I started walking where I was going because in my head, I'm like, I beg, before I greet now, you will not answer me. But he also looked like he was going to say hello. I saw that his mouth was about, you look at somebody and it looks as if they're about to greet you. And before they open their mouth, you've walked away. So in my heart, I'm like, wow, Mercy, you're becoming the bad culture you met here. And you're like, no, this thing is a bad thing. It's a bad culture. So it made me realize the idea of guarding your heart with all diligence is not just about evil thoughts or all of that. It's also about being careful that that toxic workplace where you are doesn't change you. You're a nice person, you're a bubbly person, you go to work, your mind is innocent. You're not trying to shrewd your way through the corporate ladder, all of those throwing people under the bus to get ahead. That's not you. But you have been in this workplace now, this is the fifth year, and you discovered that you had an update to do a particular task that will have helped every other person in your team to get ahead with that task. And then you're like, I know they tell anybody, maybe I do my own. May everybody find solution for themselves. You are becoming that culture you hated when you got to that place. And you're allowing that culture change you. So you have to guard your heart. And not be you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how your environment and where you work, where you live influences you. Typically, the thing, I don't know, the thing really, it made me reflect like, is this me? The same me that if I walk past people, I must greet you. It's just typical for me. It's just normal. Me too, I don't start this snob. You have to protect your heart. People will always be people. Then you can always be yourself. People will be evil. People will be snobbish. People can be rude. You meet a lot of arrogant people, but that doesn't mean you should change who you are. You can move to a place like Lagos now where everybody is loud and annoying. I want to believe there are still a lot of cultured people in Lagos. With how uncultured Lagos people can be, everybody is shouting, everybody is just, you can still protect your heart so much that that environment doesn't influence who you are, and then you become like that as well. And once you open your mouth, everybody just knows that you've lived in Lagos. You meet some people and you just know, this person must have been in Lagos for a very long time because of how they drive, how they talk to people, how they are lousy. You can just tell. So I think we should also think of that verse in these aspects. The environment you live, the people you interact with can change you without you knowing. So guard your heart that those things are not sinking into you. You can move to a snobbish place like I did. Keep greeting people. They don't answer you, but greet. I remember for the first 2 years there, but I continued though. Even when my neighbors, when I greet and they don't answer me, I'll still greet you. The day where you decide say you won't answer, no problem. But I will keep greeting you. I don't, whether you answer me or not, it doesn't matter. But with time, I'm just like, they don't go answer. Make me say, keep my mouth to myself. Is that Christ-like? Is that what Jesus would do? Do you get? It sounds funny. It just sounds normal, and it's not that deep, but it is that deep. Before you know what's happening, you are changed to that culture you hated so much. It's the same thing with people that grew up around parents who didn't like each other. Your dad used to hit your mom. You hated it so much. But you discover now you're in a relationship, and the same verbal abuse your mom used to holler at your dad, you're beginning to do the same thing. Or the thought of raising your hands to a woman because she said something you didn't like is beginning to creep into your mind. You don't know. Guarding your heart also involves things like this. You'll be surprised how much you internalize things without even knowing. So this is me just telling each and every one of you listening to me to be careful this week. Protect your heart. It doesn't matter if you live in a place like Lagos or Port Harcourt where they believe everybody is lousy and uncultured. You can be different. Protect yourself. Protect your heart from internalizing and absorbing those things from your environment. You can move to a place where they say everybody's snobbish, they don't talk to anybody. Keep being your bubbly self. Greet people, whether they answer you or not. It doesn't remove anything from you. You will not change the color of your skin. You greet them, you smile and walk away. Whether they answer or not, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change who you are. That toxic workplace, keep being yourself. Do your work diligently, be diligent, be smart about your work. Greet everybody when you come to it. It doesn't matter if they've done bad to you or not. Forgive them and move on. Just look at them like, these ones, now them sabi, that kind. Let me just be by myself, be doing my thing myself. Don't allow anybody's negativity change who you are. And I think it's this same thing now that's crept into the dating pool now. Everybody's being protective, everybody's guarding their heart. I beg, make I just guard myself. There's this show on YouTube that I watch with my husband, Cruise TV, I think, where they call a number of single people and put them in a room, and then you fast date, they give you numbers, then maybe you pick number 1 or number 2, you and the guy will sit down and have a conversation, see whether you connect or not. And there are some times that based on how you're watching, you be like, no, these two people have a lot in common. They are really vibing. They are talking well. But then at the end of that date, you're supposed to raise a plaque or something to signify that you like this person enough to take the conversation on from there to something more, just both of you get. And you discover people, usually you're supposed to raise your plaque at the same time. So if it's a heart or a council, you're supposed to raise it up. And you see people just calculating, is he going to X me? If he's not going to hurt me, let me X him too. And then when they interview them, like, okay, why did you give him the X? She's like, I thought he was going to X me too now. I actually really liked him, but me, I did not want to be rejected. So it's also the same thing we are all doing with the dating pool. You don't want to, I beg, make a no con lose guard. I beg, love is guarding. Anybody that told you can protect your heart in love doesn't know what love is. Love is careless. Love is reckless. right? So I don't know why I'm even now entering relationship talk now. Love is reckless. All these happily married people you are seeing now, you're just doing, oh God, when God, you think they were guarding themselves and just protect, I beg go, make I not come for me, can't do me strong thing. You have to let your guard down to fall in love. There's no falling in love with staying uptight, except people who want contract marriage, which I'm not totally against. That one is conversation for another day. If you want to do, I believe everybody should just do what they want to do with themselves when it comes to relationship. When the consequences comes, please also face it without involving them. But face it on your own. You're allowed to do what you want, right? But from my own advice to you, guard your heart against this culture of protection. I don't want to lose God. I don't want to. Love is careless. Love is reckless. If you are going to fall in love, you have to let yourself fall. It's something that is conscious. You have to consciously do it. So this is my message, Sha, for today. Protect yourself. Oh, you'll be surprised how the things around you gradually creeping into your heart and changing you. For those of you also that love social media so much, I believe social media is good and it's also bad. You also have to be careful what you take in. Some people dwell a lot on Twitter and you are beginning to have conversations now with people that you are friends with normally and you are beginning to sound different. They are looking at you, why is she sounding different? You'll be surprised how the things you read online, the things you see online, the things you watch over and over and over again is influencing you gradually and you don't know. Guard your heart. Guard your heart with all diligence, with massive armory, because out of it flows the issues of life. So you don't change, you don't become someone different. These things are influencing you gradually and you don't even realize it because it's gradual and subtle. So protect yourself, protect your heart. This week, keep being sweet, keep being warm and loving. Those your snobbish neighbors, greet them this week. Your snobbish colleagues, greet them, say hello. And that boy or girl that you have been, doing talking stage and doing one or two conversations, talking till late night and doing all those things. Allow yourself fall in love, honestly. Love is a beautiful thing. Stop guarding and putting. Last, like my younger brother would say, heartbreak is character development. It's character development. So you they protect. That's how you protect until you have something and you discover you have just been protecting your heart and then you're lonely and time has passed. I'm not saying if that's the life you chose, you want to be like Paul, fine and good. But if you genuinely love, you want love, you have to open up your heart to it and stop being careful. I'm not saying be reckless now that you go and not fall with for girl or boy that don't have sense. That's not what I'm saying. No, your standards and your desires and also the spiritual aspect has to be in place. If you have been listening to me for a while, I always talk about the intentionality of relationship, how serious it is. So I'm not saying be careless with who you fall in love with. No, I'm saying for you to fall in love, you have to allow yourself to it. It's a conscious thing. It's not, you don't just stumble into love. It's something you have to consciously do. I think I've said enough. I'll see you again next week on another episode of the Monday Morning Podcast. Stay sweet. Bye.